Today's video is I'm going to be wiring that fan as a secondary cooling source because I still got the mechanical, but I'm going to wire it in there so when I'm stuck in traffic and the mechanical fan's not doing much, I could switch it on. I'm going to wire it in there. I'm going to a switch so I can switch it on in traffic and it's still cooling the engine or the coolant or whatever. So it's a secondary thing. I'm gonna leave it off when I'm driving, but it's more for traffic situations because this is not the best setup. It's like a little thin one. You can't really tell from here. It's a little thin one, and oh, there you go, right here. It's like a little single layer one. So anyways, that's just gonna be helping out anything, or the cooling, if anything. So anyways, this is how I'm going to do it. I got a 4-prong relay. I got the, actually, let me show you. I'm not going to wire it from scratch, so to speak. I'm going to be using the AC one, the wires from the AC system, because I don't even have an AC anymore. I deleted it. So I'm going to be using this. I got my little diagram of my constant power and the accessory power. So this black one is my constant 12 volt. That's going to be the one that's going to be going to the fan. This brown and white one is already like pre-wired to, like, I guess it's the old fan. I'm going to use that one as the, I'm going to use that one to power the fan, so to speak. So the black and white is going to be sitting at the relay waiting for me to throw the switch. And once it goes through the switch, or I'm sorry, I want to turn on the switch and the relay engages, it's going to pick, if you picture it, it's going to go from the black and white to the brown and white. It's going to go all the way to my fan. My fan I'm going to ground out somewhere down there. Figure it out eventually. And per diagram, I'm going to either use number 2 or number 3 for my switch. I'm going to splice into the 2 or 3, and that's the one that's going to go into the engine bay to my switch, come back to the relay, and it's going to be prong. It's going to be prong 86. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So like I said, I got my constant 12. I'm going to get that power. So, and before you do that, disconnect the negative. You don't want to short anything out because that constant 12, if you cut it and it touches bare metal, it'll short out, and you don't want that. So make sure you disconnect your negative. Let me wire it up. So just to make more room, you take off the intake, you take off the 8 millimeter bolt or clamp that holds it on here, and you take off the 10 millimeter clamp that holds this thing on, and just flip it over. So now I got all this room to work with. So alright, so just to sit rep, I got it to where it's 87 and 30. So the black and white, that's my constant 12 volt. That's going to be sitting there waiting. And the 2 open ones are the switch. Once I wire the switch in, when I give power to the switch, it'll allow the 30 or whatever the power one is. I don't even know because it really doesn't matter. It's just trying to get to the other side. So the one that has the power, let's just say this one has a 12 volt ready. When the switch is turned on and it powers the coil, the 30 or whatever this one is will come through and it'll go to the fan. And that's the brown and white one, and that'll go to the fan, and then I'll ground it over there. So just want to show you, this is where I'm at right now. This is the one I cut off. And now I'm going to get one of these wires, the one that gets the accessory on, or the 12 volts when the accessory is on. I'm gonna get that one, whatever one it is. I'm gonna run that to my switch to have 12 volts sitting at the switch, and when I flip the switch on, excuse me, when I switch the switch on, that 12 volts gonna come right back to the what it is, to the either the 85 or the 86. And it's gonna be sitting there, or technically it's gonna sit over there, but it'll go, and then it'll ground itself down, and so that'll power the coil, and then these two will come into play. So just want to show you that that's where it is right now. Alright, to kind of give you guys a preview, this is going to be my ground. Well, one of them is going to be my ground. I already got it somewhere. I don't know where the hell I put it, but I got it wired up. It's going to be my ground. But this is isolated from the plastic. The mount is isolated from the whole circuit, either circuit or whatever, so you don't got to worry about shorting out. But I am going to use one of them as my ground. And so I shaved it down, or I sanded it down, because you want bare metal contact, and it's going to sit like that. Then I'll fucking throw some spray over it or whatever, just to prevent it from corroding. But you don't got to worry about any of the power getting grounded out, because as you can see, it's isolated. But I am throwing this, one of the grounds, or one of the pins as a ground to that. But that's okay, because it's an intentional ground. So that's what I'm going to do right there. Boom. So just trying to show you, this is how my ground is going to be, just like that. And that last pin is going to be my power source, so for the switch. Alright, now for the, what's it called, the switch power, one of these is going to be from that, like I said, the accessory power that only gets power when the car's on. It's going to go to the switch, and it's going to sit at the switch waiting, and when I flip on the switch, then it's going to go through the other wire. What's it called? It's going to go through the other wire, and then that's when it's going to go through that one that's left. It's going to go through there. It's going to ground itself out with the other one, and when that coil gets powered, then whichever one of these is the power one, it's going to get allowed to go through the other one, and it's going to go turn on the fan. And I ended up using the, I think this is the grommet for the hood release. I just ended up poking it through. It's right next to the clutch cylinder, clutch reservoir. So just go ahead and feed it through. And what I think I'm going to do, disconnect the battery, or the charger. Out of all this right here, in there, I think I'm going to probably put it right under there, so it's, can't really tell it's there. Unless, well, I know it's going to be there, but yeah, there's kind of one right there, because I don't really want one wire all the way under there and somewhere over here. I don't really care for it. Like I said, it's only going to be during traffic, and usually I don't really need it, and it's going to get winter soon, so I'm probably not going to use it all summer, but at least it'll be right there. I think I'm going to put it right here somewhere, right behind the hood release. H2O is happening within the next couple of weeks, and if you guys been there before, you know it's fucking traffic for hours. So relying on just a mechanical fan, my car will probably overheat. So that's why I'm doing it right now, because I'm gonna go to H2O, and having this mechanical fan set up, or yeah, this extra fan set up right there, it's gonna help out so much. You know what I mean? Sitting in traffic, I can flip it on, it'll be cooling it. I'm gonna take the bumper off right now. I'm just blabbering about what I'm doing so far. But oh, I'll talk to you after that because I just want to get this done. So like I said, it's just right there through the hood release. Let me wire it up now. All right, just a syrup. So I don't know if I showed this in the last part. Got my ground right here, the metal. This is my power source. It's going all the way to the switch. It's tucked up under this fender. And this one down here, this is a 12 volt accessory that goes up to the switch waiting. And when I flip the switch, then it'll go to the other wire. And it'll come in here and go through the circuit, ground out. So it'll be from the switch to the ground. That'll engage the coil, and that coil will allow the power source from the 12 volt to go through the other one, and that's going to go down to that brown and white wire, which is going to go to the fan. So I just want to show you that's where I'm at right now. Let me wire up the fan. I gotta take off the bumper, so hold on. And to take off the front bumper, I don't know if it's the same on the shark nose, but on the pig nose, 210s, 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 210s. You can come in here. I don't know if I'll show you, but there's 510s. There's 510s. It goes from, it's the one that connects the bumper to the fender. There's 5 of them right here, and same thing on the other side. So, all right. So once you get the 4 on those side, the 4 on those side, the 2 down here, and the 2 down here, and then the splash guard if you have it. You could just pull that shit right out. You know, just sitting right there. A little hardware right there. Alright, it's hard to see, but there's the hood release, and I just wired it right under it. And so here's the moment of truth. I got it all powered up and everything. That's why you hear the dinging or whatever. Actually, hold on. Alright, so to recap, the top and the bottom one is a power and the constant power, and the one that's going to go towards the fan, now that I got it wired in. And the other one, which is, I believe, this one, is the constant, or this is the power from the switch, which is inside the car, like I showed you. That has power coming to it from this guy. This one goes to the switch, waiting for me to turn on the switch. And when I turn on the switch, it's going to come back through here, comes through the relay, and it's going to ground out through that little guy right here that I made earlier. Alright, so if everything works good, we should have air. Go ahead. Hold on, you gotta put the accessories on. So don't turn on the car, but turn it on to where the electricals are on, because that's the only time that the switch gets fucking power. Alright. The key's already in the car, in the ignition. Alright, now go ahead. Now we got fucking air. Nothing right here. Well, you can feel it like sucking, but if you come on this side, you get a lot of air through it. So that is an auxiliary fan. Go ahead and turn it off. So you're going to flip the switch. And then go ahead and it turns off. So this is perfect for one, drifting events, because when you're going sideways, you're not getting airflow through the front. So you're going to have the fan on anyways. And traffic, because you're not getting airflow through the front again. To flip that on, you're going to have airflow through the radiator and to cool down. So you should have minimal chance of overheating. So tomorrow, I'm going to go to Home Depot or something. Go get the hardware. Go get the hardware to bolt this up next to the radiator, because this is a stock radiator from another car. I don't know what car the dude put in here, but I gotta drill my own holes to hold the fan up. But there you go. I got an auxiliary fucking fan. I showed you how I wired it. Now I'm just gonna connect everything back up. Stupid fucking light. What's it called? Anyways, yeah, I got my auxiliary fan. Showed you how to wire it. There you go.